phones, Babylons can't crack the
Justin Jefferson has been easily the best NFL rookie receiver this season and even one of the best receivers in all of the NFL, and he doesn't always get the most targets. So far this season, Justin Jefferson has had 1,078 receiving yards through 13 games and 7 touchdowns. Although Justin Jefferson has had an amazing NFL rookie season so far with the Minnesota Vikings, especially in his role on the team, there really wasn't any thought that he would ever really become this kind of player. In today's video, I will be talking about Justin Jefferson's story. Justin Jefferson grew up in a very athletic family in Louisiana. His two older brothers, Jordan and Ricky Jefferson, both played and started for the LSU football team. His older brother Ricky is actually currently playing in the NFL, and his dad played college basketball, first starting off at Nebraska Western, then ending off at Louisiana Monroe. Justin Jefferson would attend Destrehan High School in Destrehan, Louisiana, and this school is known for winning in football. In his 4 years at Destrehan High School, he only lost 5 games in 4 years. At Destrehan High School, Justin Jefferson was a track and field star. That was actually his best sport while he was in high school. And he still was a baller on the football field, but he was more known for his special teams ability on kickoff and punt return than he was as a receiver. With the way that Justin Jefferson has played football so far from his college career up to now with the Minnesota Vikings, you would think that he would be a highly touted recruit coming out of high school, but that was not the case. In the 2017 recruiting class, he barely got any looks at all. Jefferson would not be as fortunate as his two older brothers that were 4-star recruits and held a variety of offers. Jefferson, coming out of high school, was only a 3-star recruit according to the 247 Sports Composite, but on Rivals, he was a 2-star recruit. Now on 247, he is a very, very, very low 3-star recruit, and he was ranked as the 2,164th best player in the nation, and the 308th best receiver in the nation, and the 76th best player in the state of Louisiana. Justin Jefferson only had 4 Division I offers for football coming out of high school, and that was Tulane, Northwestern, Nicholls State, and LSU. He would follow his older brother's paths and commit to LSU. In LSU's 2017 recruiting class, Justin Jefferson was their lowest rated recruit on all platforms, and he was not expected to make an immediate impact at all for the Tigers. Going into LSU, Justin Jefferson was seen as a low-risk but high-reward player in their recruiting class. Now, what I mean by that is he was not expected to make an immediate impact at LSU at all because he was seen as a bit of a project player. The potential he had in him was a lot. He came from a very athletic background in his family, was very good at track, was very fast, had good height on him, and he was a pretty good receiver in high school as well. But something that Justin Jefferson had to do when he got to LSU was build on some more muscle. He was 6'2" and 180 pounds his first season at LSU, but he really didn't look like he was 180 pounds. He was very skinny, and he had to build on some muscle to get acclimated with the Power 5 style of football, especially SEC football. Justin Jefferson would get off to a very slow start to his college football career at LSU. In the 2017 college football season, as a true freshman, he would only appear in 2 games and not have any receptions, but he would have 1 rushing attempt for 4 yards, and that's all he had his freshman year. In the 2018 college football season, Justin Jefferson was the breakout player for LSU, and not many people expected this at all. Not many people thought he was going to break out the way he did. He led the Tigers in receiving yards with 875 receiving yards, averaging 16 yards per reception and 6 touchdowns and 901 all-purpose yards. In the 2019 college football season, Justin Jefferson would have his best season yet as a junior. Now, he did not lead the team in receiving yards this year, but he still went off. He had 1,540 receiving yards, averaging 14 yards per reception, and an insane 18 touchdowns in only 15 games. And not only that, his team would be arguably one of the best teams in college football history, and they went 15-0 and won the national championship. After his junior season, where he was one of the best college football receivers in the nation, Justin Jefferson would declare his name for the 2020 NFL Draft. Justin Jefferson, going into the 2020 NFL Draft, was seen as one of the top receivers in his class, and seen as someone that was going to be drafted in the first round pretty much no matter what. And after having a good combine where he ran a 4.4 40-yard dash, had a 37.5 vertical jump, and 126-inch broad jump, he was seen as someone that was going to be a for sure first-round pick no matter what. And Justin Jefferson would be drafted in the first round of the 2020 NFL Draft with the 22nd overall pick by the Minnesota Vikings, who really needed another receiver to replace Stefon Diggs, in which they got rid of in the 2020 NFL offseason before the draft. Justin Jefferson was seen as a receiver that fit the Viking system perfectly, and even seemed like one of the best options as a Stefon Diggs replacement, and so far he has been. So far in Justin Jefferson's rookie campaign in the 2020 NFL offseason, he has shown that he is so far the best NFL rookie receiver, and that he has an insane amount of potential to be one of the best receivers in the future of the NFL. So far in the 2020 NFL season, he has 1,078 receiving yards, 7 touchdowns, and is averaging 16.6 yards per reception. And he is 7th place for receiving yards in the NFL so far. In my opinion, I think Justin Jefferson is going to be the best receiver coming out of the receiver class for the 2020 NFL Draft. And that's not a knock at any of those guys. I actually think the 2020 receiving class is going to be one of the best receiving classes ever in NFL history. I mean, there's a lot of great potential in that class, such as Jerry Jeudy, CeeDee Lamb, Henry Ruggs, Michael Pittman, just to name a few guys, and even T. Higgins and Brandon Ayuk. And you put Justin Jefferson on top of that, that's a pretty good class in my opinion. I think that might be one of the best receiving classes coming out of a draft class in NFL history, but that's just in my opinion. Another thing I think about Justin Jefferson is that he is going to be one of the top receivers in the NFL in just a few seasons. And if this video can teach you anything about Justin Jefferson, it's that it does not matter how highly touted you are coming out of high school or how many stars you have. As long as you develop your game and put in the work to be the best receiver, you'll get results back. Justin Jefferson was literally a 2-star recruit according to Rivals coming out of high school, and now he is the top rookie receiver so far in the 2020 NFL season, and it definitely looks like he's not going to stop anytime soon. Well guys, if you guys liked the video, remember to smash that like button, turn on them post notifications, and subscribe for more videos. B. Kelly, out!